Hi folks, Kevin here. Well, it's July 28, 2017, and I'm at the honey hut, and the rain finally let up yesterday afternoon. Right now we've got winds out of the north from that are about 12 miles per hour. So I have a bit of a dilemma. I really wanted to get going on this building and get things moving along. What I'd like to have done is gotten all of the siding painted before putting the roof on, just to make it easier so the bees could enter and exit the hives down through the roof here while I'm painting the sides, and ventilation would be much better as well. So the siding is still too moist at this point. We need it to really dry out quite a bit more before I can paint this. Maybe tomorrow it'd be ready, but the top edge I could still feel the moisture in there, and I don't want to seal in that moisture. That's really important to dry this wood out. So right now I can't really start painting, but the question is, can I start putting the roof on? But when you're contemplating putting on a metal roof, ideally you should have two people to do that, to try and do the work. Typically our winds come out of the west, so I'm just going to mention a couple of points about putting on metal roofing. So these ties here are purlins that are going across the roof from east to west. So one thing to make sure of when you're nailing or screwing these boards down, the ones that you're going to nail the metal roofing to, is to make sure that your nails or your screws, and in this case they're screws, I'll show you. So as you can see, I've sunken the heads of the screws down in. All they have to be is just below the surface, just a smidgen below the surface. And you really don't want metal against metal because the metal roofing is going to expand. So I'd say it's really important to make sure your nails or your screws are actually below the surface of the wood that you're going to be nailing or screwing down the metal roof on. I'm right-handed, so it would be much easier for me to work from that side of the building, which is the west side of the building, and lay the sheets, because I could basically face south and reach with my right hand over with the impact driver and drive the screws, the metal screws down through the metal roofing and into these 2x4s. However, the winds come out of the west most of the time, and the next sheet, once I lay one sheet down, the next sheet will be an overlapping sheet, so it will overlap to the west if I do it this way. And there's more of a chance of the wind catching under that. Now, do I think that's very likely? No, I don't. But when you have severe winds, which we occasionally do have, I think it would be best to actually start from this side of the roof, and I'll work left-handed, unfortunately. That way, as the overlapping side will be going this direction, and it's much less frequent that we're going to get the high winds out of the east. So just really paying attention to your wind speeds, the depth of your screws. Ideally, working with with at least one other person would be the best thing as well. So if the winds pick up much higher today, I'll abort the mission. I'm going to go get some good shoes on. They're basically hiking shoes, so that I've got good secure grip, and get the materials I need to start this. If the winds pick up too much, I'm aborting this job and moving on to doing something in the workshop or working with the garden, any of those things. Well, we'll see what happens. things went pretty well today. I was able to get most of the roofing on, all but one sheet. The very first sheet that I picked up off the pile, after uncovering it, detected a BB-sized chip out of it and rust. If it were just a little chip, I've got some patch paint. I just touch it up and all. But I decided to set that sheet aside and start assembling them. The winds stayed relatively calm today, just mild, winds, probably 12-15 miles per hour. So things worked out pretty well. So I was able to get all but one sheet up. This one panel here, which exposes the textured 111, the siding over there. But this week we're not supposed to get any rain. And what I'll probably do is end up stapling some material over the top edge to try and keep water from getting down into the in through the ply material, the plywood type material, and get into the laminates and separate those. So I contacted my local store that we purchased, the lumber supply place, Burke's Home Center, and they went ahead and ordered a replacement sheet. It'll take about a week, unfortunately, but at least most of the roof is on, and I'm pretty happy with it. No other defects that I could detect in it, but at least the bees are covered up at this point. So all in all, a success. So it'll be a week before I get this done, so I'll end this video at this point. And thanks so much for watching, folks. If you like this, give us a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe and pass on the video. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now.